Okay, grade 8s, let's check out the second lesson of the measurement unit. This is lesson ME 8-10, which is nets of right prisms. You'll find it in your Jump Math workbook on page 148, 149, and 150. We're going to go through this lesson together. Most of this lesson will just be following along in the notebook. I don't think there's anything I have to show you on the webcam or anything like that. So let's get started. This lesson is all about identifying what kind of things would make a prism, what kind of nets would make a prism, and whether a net has enough sides and that sort of stuff. So let's check it out. Number one, the polygons below are faces of a prism. So if I check out this one here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. Mark the equal sides on all the faces. Name the prism you could make if you assembled the faces. What they mean by that is mark all the equal sides. I can see that this is a square, so I can mark all these sides here with a single line, which means that those are equal sides. When I check out the second face, I can see that the top and the bottom are actually the same, so I mark those with 2 dashes. It shows that it's different than the 1 dash. Now, these sides here are equal, so these get the single dash here, which means they're just equal with the sides of the square. Okay, so that's all we have to do is mark what sides are all going to be equal. If we were going to put all of these sides together, I can see that I have a bottom face and a top face, and I've got 4 side faces, which means that this is going to be then a rectangular prism. And I just name it below. Let's check out B. B has got a total of 5 faces. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark the sides that are the same. So change my color here. Let's see, this side is the same as this side, and it's the same as that side. Those 3 sides are the same as that side. Top and bottom faces are always congruent. Now those sides happen to be the same as these sides here. They are definitely not the same as the long sides. The long sides we'll mark with 2 little marks. There, that one's done for us. If I put this together, I've got a bottom face, I've got a top face, and I also have 3 side faces. If I put this all together, what kind of shape do you think I'm going to end up with? What kind of prism? Well, it's going to be a triangular prism. And of course, both of these are going to be right prisms because this is nets of right prisms right there. Okay, go ahead and do question 3 on your own. Let's check out number, whoops, come back to that one. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Let's check out question 2. Question 2 says, shade the bases of each shape and then complete the chart. So we're going to shade the base of each one of these. That's the base of that one there. Number of sides on the base. Well, that's a 3-sided base. And the number of non-base rectangular faces. How many faces are there? If I'm counting the faces that are non-base, I've got this one, and then the back one. So there's a total of 3 non-base rectangular faces. What about this one here? Let's shade it in. Okay, how many sides? Well, there's 4 sides on that base, and the number of non-rectangular faces, or sorry, non-base rectangular faces is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 non-base rectangular faces. What relationship do you see between the number of sides on the base of a prism and the number of non-base rectangular faces? Well, after you do question 2 fully, you do this one here and this one here, you'll be able to make your conclusion. Let's try number 3 here. Number 3 says, draw a net for the box of the grid and label each face. And they've done 3A as an example for us. So if we check out 3A here, I can see that this is the shape here, the rectangular prism that I'm trying to draw. And it's got dimensions of 1 centimeter by 2 centimeters for the bases. So if I check out these ones here, it's 1 by 2. That's the left face here and the right face here. And the front is 2 by 3. And that's down here. There's 2 by 3. And then the top and the bottom are 1 by 3. Top and bottom are 1 by 3. And of course, the back side I can't see in the image, but it's going to be the same as the front. It'll be 2 by 3 as well. So that would be our net for that shape here. So let's draw this one here. I'll start it, you finish it. Okay, so let's start off with the front face. The front face is this one here, and it is 1 by 4. So I'll draw a 1 by 4 shape. That's the front. Okay, now what about the right face and the left face, where they're going to be 1 by 2? Okay, and they can come right off the front if I want. So 1 by 2, that's my left face. And here's my right face. L for left, R for right. Okay, this one here, the top face. Okay, the top face is 2 by 4. Sounds like lumber, 2 by 4. Okay, so that one is top. Now, all you have to do is back and bottom. Go ahead and finish off that net for me. Let's check out the 4th question. How many copies of each face do you need to make the prism? Mark the dimensions on each face. So there's my directions there. I was checking it out here. How many copies of each face do you need to make the prism? Mark the dimensions on each face. So let's see the example they've done for us here. In the first example here, they said, well, there's 2 triangles. There's 2 copies of a 1 by 0.75 rectangle, and there's 1 copy of a 0.75 by 1.4 because not all sides of the triangles are the same. Well, let's check out the second one here. Well, how many triangles are there? There's 2 triangles, okay? And I need to put the dimensions on the triangle as well. So I can see that it's 4 on the bottom, 3 on the side, and 5 on the long side. Now, ideally, I'd put my M for meters. I got to put my units in there as well. Excuse me if the pen is a little big. That's the only size of marker I've got for this screen here. Now, what about this rectangle here? This rectangle is probably the 4 by 6 one. So this will be the short side of 4, and this will be the long side of 6. And how many of those are there? There's just 1, and that would be right over here, 4 by 6 at the bottom. Okay, I've got another one here, which is going to be on this side here with the narrow rectangle. So it's a 3 by 6 right here. So the narrow side is 3 meters, and the long side is going to be 6 meters, and this is 1. And then finally, of course, we've got this side here, which is the longest, biggest rectangle, which is a 6 by 5. So the short side is going to be 5 meters, and the long side is going to be 6 meters, and there's 1 of those. So to make this net here, I would have a total of 5 faces, 2, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Go ahead and do C on your own. Number 5 says, circle the sketch or sketches that could be the net for the prism. So there's at least one of these nets would make this prism here. This is a 5-sided or pentagonal prism. So let's see if we can figure out which one would make the appropriate net. We know we're going to have a top face and a bottom face. So two pentagons, and each one of those has 2 pentagons, so that's all good. Now, looking at these pentagons, they have 5 sides, so I know that I'm going to have 5 rectangles for them. So 5 rectangles. The first one is 5 rectangles. The second one has 6 rectangles, so it cannot be that one there, because you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's too many. What about this one here? Yes, that one has 5 rectangles, but the shape looks wrong. So I'm going to say that this is the only one that would net me that prism there. That would be the only net that I could actually cut out and assemble into this shape here. Okay, go ahead and try the same with B. Number 6 says, mark the edges that will be glued together with the same number. So if you were to assemble these nets, which side would go with which side is what they're asking. They've done A as an example, checking out A. They can say, well, these 2 nets, if I was folding it together, I'd fold along this dotted line and these would be connected. Okay? And then this one would fold over the top, so this side and this side are connected. This edge and this edge are the same. This edge and this edge are the same. And this edge and this edge are the same. Just put the numbers for B and C in there. Number 7 says, circle the shape that could be the missing face for the net. Then add this face. So let's check this one out here. This one here obviously is missing a face because I've got a triangular base and I've got a triangular top face there. And so I'm missing one of the sides there. And it looks like I'm missing, I think, the narrow one there, if I'm not mistaken. And that one there would connect on this side here. Okay, so I could put it on this side here or on this side here. Either or would give me the correct answer. If I put it all together, that's what it would look like. Do B. We're going to skip 8 entirely, and we're going to move on down to 9. Number 9 says, match each net to a 3D shape. So we're going to see if we can match which is going to be with which. Some of these are going to be easier than others. So it looks like C has got a triangular prism and the bases are the same. So I'm guessing they have identical sides, it looks like. So this one here is going to be C, and I just match it. Okay, go ahead and do A, B, D, and E. Wow, look at this bonus. Match the 3D shapes to the nets. Now these aren't prisms, but they're pretty cool shapes there. Looking at the nets there, you can probably figure out which is going to be A and which is going to be B by the shapes that make up the faces. I'll leave that to you.